Hi. How are you guys? Oh no, music's loud still. I forgot to turn it down. I fixed it. You guys see the new incarnates? They're kind of sick. At least two of them are sick. I like two of them. The rest of them, I don't know. They're kind of... they exist. Do you think Nova could inherit the radial finisher damage thingy? Maybe? I don't think the explosion is... It's weird, right? Because the damage instance has to be considered a finisher. And if it's not a finisher, then it wouldn't create the radial. And I'm not sure if it just gets tagged as a melee or if it gets tagged as a melee and a whatever. Ballistica and... So it's Ballistica. Ballistica is the one that I'm the most interested in. And then the second one's Destreza, because it turns out it's actually multi-co. The new incarnons are Destreza, Obex, Ballistica, Vectis, and the other one that I can't remember. Stuck. Ballistica is definitely the best one. I don't think it's close. I haven't... So, the ones that I did for Circuit were Ballistica and Destreza. And I think that's probably the two that I would recommend to most people, but I also think that the Destreza is like hard to use. It's like hard to mod correctly, so. The damage done post check if the yeah, it's, I don't know. I have no idea if it works with M Prime. There's like a 80% chance. Hi, first stream to hope my move has gone well. It has gone well. I'm in Texas now, which is pretty great. Did Obex and Vectis? Obex is quite funny. Yeah, I think if I'm gonna buy any of them with platinum, it's probably gonna be Obex. Obex is like the highest chances of being stupid, like doing something stupid. So that's probably the one I'm gonna be looking at. Super good on Ash. Does it proc off of his clones? Or is it just with his 3? Because if it's just with his 3, I don't think his 3 is good. But maybe that's a bad take. I'm not sure. I don't think I said hi, by the way. I Raven? Good to see you. Thanks for catching the stream. I'm not really doing like a long stream. It's like 9 here already. So 9:30. So we'll see how long I go, but I kind of wanted to like look at some of the incarnates and I figured I might as well do it on stream. Boris G. Boris, how is it going? Good. How about you? Anyways, we can stop looking at the power of capitalism. Do you guys know what happens when you ride one of these, by the way? It sends you into the void. It's very sad. I wanted it to go to a secret, but it doesn't. It just... Aw. I wanted to keep going. But it doesn't let you. Like how unique they are. Please tell you the Ballistica is great now? It's great now. It's actually good. Ballistica's crazy. 430 in EU. Oh no, you're doomed. Sorry. Obex does proc on unrelated actions. Surprised it doesn't work on Ash clones. Also the camera offset stuff? Yeah. To be honest, I tried the camera offset stuff. I tried the far offset, and there was something about it I didn't like, and I can't remember right now. I think I tried it for like 2 minutes, and I was like, this is different, and I don't like it. I stopped using it. Try Obex on Nova? Yeah, probably good. I haven't bought it yet. I'm kind of plat poor right now because I keep spending money on ribbons. But I can probably buy it. I still have enough for it. And Obex is definitely the one I'm most considering buying that isn't Ballistica or Vectis, so, or Destreza. Let me show you... I'll show Ballistica first. For people who haven't seen it. Because this thing is good. So, if people haven't seen Ballistica at all yet, the main gimmick that it has, like previously, works on the incarnate charge, which is actually a huge deal. These things they're basically Necros clones. They work exactly the same way as Necros clones for the most part. Which means they scale stuff like with level, right? So like if you're fighting a level 2000, you spawn a level 2000 clone if you kill it. It's really, really good. How am I doing this man evening? Good. I love the far offset, but you wish it affected Razor Ring? Yeah, honestly, true. Camera offset also changes how LOS works. Yeah, I saw that. That's just like a consequence of how LOS works in this game, right? If they're rendered on screen, then it counts. So this is a build that I was like trying to get to work for a really long time, but just didn't do anything until now. So I'll show this real quick too, because I think it's sick. For a long time, I was trying to get Citrine's Gem as like a DPS working. Oh, I need to turn off this guy. I'll show you guys the concept for it at least. I haven't fully built this out yet, but it'll probably show up in a video at some point. So, for people who don't know how Citrine's Gem works, it actually spawns a laser per target hitting things. So like if I throw Citrine's Gem down like this and then I shoot at a thing, it'll make one laser beam, right? But if you have a bunch of friends also shooting at stuff, it will make more beams based on the number of enemies shooting at stuff. So like if I take some of these guys out and get them shooting, they will also trigger beams. And this thing spawns like 20 to 30 enemies at once at the moment. Which makes your laser beam do a lot of damage. And I'm pretty sure you can apply Nourish to these guys too, so you can probably get like automatic viral priming on this too. Basically got a better version of Lex Incarnon. Yeah, honestly, calling this better Lex Incarnon is probably fair. I think that's like a reasonable take. It being multi-co was like the main thing I was looking forward to. Like I read the description of this like when it was originally being looked at, and I was like, "There's no way this thing's gonna be bad." So I just locked it in as the first one I was gonna pick, and I was right. So I bought a Riven for 150 platinum day of release, and I think it's doubled since then. So at the very least, it's been a good investment if I don't end up liking it. But people immediately get suspicious of Ballistica nerfs. Yeah, I think it was Xenosfire put out a short that said the what's it called? Like it's making more clones based on multi-shot or something? Which I would believe. I'd also just believe that like it just spawns more on client or some shit. Like that sounds completely plausible. Stiff or rigid. I don't know what that means. But anyways, this weapon's stupidly good. So if I was going to recommend any of them, Ballistica's definitely the top one. Yeah, Ghost Spam might get nerfed. I don't expect the weapon itself to get nerfed. The weapon itself is like just good. Have I tried Vectis? I haven't played with Vectis yet. The Vectis is in a weird spot where it's like a headshot weapon. Honestly, what I might do this live stream is just spend some money on platinum and then just pick up the other three, because I am actually pretty interested in them, and it'll take me like 4 months to get the rest if I don't. And there's like a good chance I can try some fun stuff with it. This though with Shivering Contagion, yeah. I mean, you can even use the new guy. Oh, Shivering Contagion with Vectis. That's what you're saying. Yeah, you could do that. Not better than Coda Sporthrix? I believe that. One thing I would say about Vectis from everything that I've seen on it is that it looks like Lens if it was like an actually good weapon. So like forced cold proc, good AoE. And the only downside is that you have to headshot. So like, just don't be bad, I guess. Which is like a whole thing. I'm not sure if this is the build that I'm going to go with long-term, by the way. I think Blast Electric might be better than this, but I did want to get both of the primed elemental mods just for the damage, so. The other thing is that probably you want lethal momentum here. I don't think the ammo matters that much since it's an incarnate, so. Ballistica is turbo crazy on mag, yeah. I actually believe that. The only issue with mag is that the clones are inside the bubble too, and their bullets will get attracted by it. So you're kind of like nerfing your clones. So it's like really good up until like level 2000. And then it's just like you're using Arcaplasm more. But cooler. But this part's really, really nice. I like seeing it kill everything. That's sick. Look at all those clones. Pre-Steel Path Lens was super fun. Yeah. I honestly loved Lens. But so Blissika's really, really good. I'll show Distrezzo real quick too, because that was the other one that I actually bought. Or actually did like the farm for. I should probably, yeah, we'll just farm with this once. I don't really need it for space, but okay, so this build's actually wrong. Fran was testing this earlier, and it looks like in order for heavy attack damage to apply, so in order for heavy attack damage to apply, like, you have to be in the heavy attack animation, which is really stupid. So, like, if you're doing the shoot from far away thing, like, the heavy attack mods won't apply. At least that's the way it seemed. Don't take that as like a confirmation. That's just how it seems. So, like, don't use the heavy attack damage mod, whatever it's called, Killing Blow. I think this is bad. Especially if it just doesn't work. This is probably doomed. And we were guessing that these ones probably don't work too, but we didn't check to see if the crit is doubled or whatever, so that's like a thing. Cool thing about Distrezza is that it goes through Limbo's Rift. Yeah, that sounds sick. The other part about this weapon is that it is actually multiplicative condition overload. So this is probably mandatory. So you probably want both of these. And then the other part of this is that influence actually doesn't work on the daggers that it shoots, or like the rapiers that it shoots. So if, like, here, I'll just show, because this is like really important. And it's like completely obvious as soon as you try it. So like, I don't think anybody will get caught out by this, but I wish the order of my mods didn't get switched every time I did anything these days, but it's been like a thing recently. It's bothering me. Oh well. Help. I don't have space. Help. Help. Oh well, we'll do this for now. Influence slop is no more. All we had to do is to make the weapon not work up with influence, and then influence wasn't good anymore. Give me to 6x. Thank you. Okay. So I have influence active right now, and it's like still not doing anything with the electric procs. Let me see if I can get it to proc again. Okay, so have it procced again. If you see any electric dots and they're not procking on everything, that means it's broken. So influence just doesn't work. Just straight up. So if you're using this, no influence. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. They switched every time you edit Tower on Strike. Because those mods do not have any dram. Oh, yeah. It's the Tower on Strike. Yeah, you're right. I knew it was something like that. I don't remember. I didn't remember what it was specifically, but Distress is really good though. So it is multi-CO, and like sometimes I don't know why there's like certain parts of the floor here where it just doesn't shoot the projectiles. Like why do I have to? It's so weird. I think it's just this room though. This sim room is a little buggy, so there's just like a lot of stuff like that. We also tried Mirage clones. Mirage clones don't work. What else didn't work? There's like a bunch of random shit that just didn't work. I think they really, really, really want you to equip melee Doti. That's my current guess. Is that they really, really, really want you to equip melee Doti. That's like why the like I don't know if you guys have read this thing yet, but every time you get a heavy attack kill, it gives you another 10% puncture damage. So this thing stacks up to 300% puncture damage. So any like other weighting that you have is just gonna get completely fucked over. It's so funny. They were like, you really can't use elementals. Does it work with evade? It probably does. It does headshot. So we did notice it like headshotting on runners. So it is really Doti the weapon. Yeah. It actually makes me really sad that it doesn't work on Mirage clones, by the way, because here I'll show this real quick. Because a lot of the other projectile melees don't actually have this problem. Do we still have influence equipped? I guess we do. Don't equip influence. Don't be me. So I was hoping that all of the clones would shoot projectiles, because this is the way it works on like Siam and all of the other projectile melees, basically. But on this one, for whatever reason, it just doesn't. And it would be really cool if it worked on Mirage too, because like, Doti actually works on your clones. It's like one of the only arcanes that you can actually use on your clones. So it would have been like perfect, but no dice. I mean, she's still Mirage, so like if you put on the damage thing, it's gonna kill stuff. But no external electric melee that could be applied. You could do shock, I guess, but it would have to be a secondary hit, right? Because the primary hit's not gonna be good. It's not gonna trigger. And I don't think you could do it with like Lavos or something. Actually, I haven't even checked to see if Lavos makes this do anything. Might as well do it. I'm pretty sure this won't work with influence or anything, but I'm curious if it procs at all. Because maybe you could like make it proc blast or something. And it would be kind of neat. Okay, I have to take off influence. This is too annoying. It makes me sad because I keep expecting influence to work on the heavy attack things and it just doesn't. What do I even do for now? I need to test Kareen too to see if it does extra damage. I guess I'll do that for now. Gyre seems more interesting because of her augment that makes a lot of stuff empowered. That's actually a good point. Gyre might work. Gyre might like give the projectiles electric, which would be sick. Okay, we'll try fart daggers here in a second. Okay. We have the fart equipped. That looks like it's farting. Yeah, so lava stuff works. We should check influence with Lavos. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try it anyways. Oh, I need to... Let's do that first. I need to see if the damage gets increased. I have to build up combo every single time. Maybe I should put attack speed on this while we're testing just to make this a little less annoying. Okay, so... Okay, no, I can't do it like this. I have to... Sigh. Sorry, you guys get to deal with me being goofy. Not rate. We need speed. More speed. Where's the mod that gives you combo and slash weapons? Relentless. Okay. Now we can actually build up combo. Kareen first. We'll switch these to runners. If I can click on things. Okay. Okay. So base damage 6, 7, 13. Oh, I have Materai equipped. That's why it's a weird number. I think. Help. Oh no, these are regular runners. I understand. They're just weak to slash. Why does the floor just not work in here? I have to change sims. It's so annoying. We'll go to the big one. Please. Video game. Work for me. Okay. Attempt 2. Combo. So base should be that 1673 number we saw. Why does it just not? Do you guys see that? What's going on here? I am in incarnate mode, right? Did it just fail? Maybe it's the skin? Twinamin roll. That's crazy. Hello, though. How's it going? Okay. Maybe skin broke it. Maybe it just didn't know it was in incarnate mode. Good, good. I don't know why I've been having this problem. It does seem pretty consistent, though. I think it's just a sim thing. Let's try leaving sim. I want to just make sure that this works in actual missions, because I've been having this issue pretty consistently. Where do you get that sim? That sim is from the back room, or whatever it's called over here. The Dormazone. So you go to the Dormazone, you talk to Akrathis, and then you buy it from her. Let's just go to Syracuse, I guess. We'll just test this real quick. I just want to make sure the projectiles like actually come out of the weapon. Yeah, I don't know why it just turned itself off. That's weird. Okay, that time I think I did it too early. Maybe this is a wind-up speed issue? Ew, don't be weird. Ew. The only thing I can think of is that it's like a wind-up issue. I took off the skin, right? Not allowed to be weird? 1984? Yep, sorry. No weird. Hmm. I guess it could be the initial combo. I don't see why it would be the initial combo, but I guess it's possible. I could try... There's like a wind-up speed one, right? Somewhere? Efficiency combo range. Yeah, it's this. Maybe it's this? You can hear music here? Yeah. Welcome to the better stream. Sorry, YouTube. You get DMCA'd pretty fast if you play like any music from Spotify on YouTube. It means I basically just can't have VODs if I... and actually, I think it even does live takedowns on YouTube. So, sorry. Okay. That's crazy? Yeah. It requires combo to be higher? I've seen it shoot projectiles when it's at 0 combo. We'll try this. If this isn't working, then I'm not sure. It's in incarnate mode. I'm confused. Okay, maybe don't take this one yet. I can't believe they deleted it mid-sim section. Maybe I have to unequip the weapon. I don't know. I don't know why it's broken. It just is. Projectiles on vacation. Exit arsenal, re-enter arsenal. Destreza. Projectile dysfunction. True. Okay. 5th time's a try. Sure. It seems to be bug winky face. I'd agree with that, yep. Honestly, a lot of people have been saying that this patch has been pretty buggy, so I guess we shouldn't be that surprised. I wonder if I have the screenshot. I ran into a DE employee just like playing the game yesterday. And asked them how work was, and they said everything is broken. I have like a chat screenshot of it. It's pretty funny. I don't want to share it like here though, because I'm worried that like Reddit will pick it up and they'll use it as like fuel to hate on DE or something, so I probably won't share it, but very weird on some floors. Struggled a lot of it on parts of demo. Maps on demos. Okay. Company response, help, help, help. Yeah. I don't think this is working. Oh, no, no, no. I saw it. You guys see that? There was a projectile. It shot. There. There was another one. I have no idea how it decides if a projectile is legal or not. Okay, we're shooting projectiles again. We're doing more damage than I expected, but there's probably some buff that I'm not remembering. They put it back in the game. Yeah, true. A bit rushed, yeah. The whole patch has been a little buggy, but what can you do? Probably most people are aware of this who are like watching this, but I actually do work for a game studio, like as my full-time job. I do like tools engineering, so I'm a programmer, but I make engines for people who make games in-house. So it's like an in-house engine, but most of my time is spent like working on games, and so I completely get like a patch just not being finished. It's just how part of the game. It's, you know, It's part of making games for a living. Um, and that's like not an excuse necessarily. That's just like I don't know. It's like worth having empathy for people who are just trying to do their job, you know? So like don't go curse digital extremes' children, right? Like don't hire an Etsy witch or whatever. You know, we could do better than that. Like it's okay to give feedback, just don't like attack people, you know? And I have seen a little bit of that, so like as long as it's not from people who watch my stuff. Um okay, verdict on Destreza right now. I don't think I can test this until they fix the projectiles being really weird. Like it just doesn't work half the time. So um weapon. Okay, I'm gonna go by the Obex incarnon real quick. We're just minus 120 plat. Unlucky. Do you not like have like the big yippee from Oh, you're saying that you don't like Sirius and Orion a whole ton, but everything else was yay? Yeah. Honestly, the missions have been pretty fun. I'm like pretty happy with them. I wish I could use my Railjack, because like I've spent a lot of time on it. But I don't know. Can't wait to see more videos, especially all the wacky builds. Hell yeah. Really buggy. Been using Folly and using the shadow graph menu. Yeah, that happens to Sight too. It's really funny. Would I like more plat to get all the incarnates? No. I'll probably just buy it myself. Which one was it? Obex? This was the only other one I think that has anything really that special. These two are okay, but we've seen them, so. I do want to get some time to test these at some point, but you're good, Duty. You don't need to give me anything. As in, please don't, God. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Duty literally sent me fucking all of the cosmetics. Dickhead. Yeah. Prisma Obex is a barrow item. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, pimp. Yeah, I don't know. If you haven't seen like the amount of form I have, it's these guys' fault. Why does that not like that? Obex have a pseudo augment? It does, yeah. I probably need to pick that up. Maybe I have the medallions for it? I'm not sure. So traditionally this is like an influence weapon, right? Because it's like base elect. Oh, no. I'm thinking of the other one. Obex's finisher damage bonus is bugged, you believe. Gives 8,000 bonus instead of its listed 80%. Okay. That's terrifying. I forgot to actually unlock it. Would I like a crewman boot? No, I'm good. Thank you. Don't send me things. Not even a crewman boot. It was like a month or so ago. Won't be back for a while. Yeah. I hope they bring it back soon just because of the incarnate adapter, but we'll see. So we can have good videos? True. I'm being bribed to make more videos. Okay, so in theory, I think the first thing that people tried with Obex, by the way, was the spider lady, and her one doesn't work. It's really sad. So, in case you were wondering, that's already been tested. No Araxia shenanigans, unfortunately. Okay, we gotta go do a solo mission real quick. I don't know if I feel like playing. It's more Nova. Base assist? Base assist probably works, yeah. Because base assist is just, like it changes the range. It doesn't really do anything else. What would I want as an incarn in the future? Atarax is like my go-to. I really, really want Atarax to get one. It has so much history in the game that it definitely deserves it. And it's like completely unused these days, so. I'd like Atarax to get like crazy slide stuff. I want it to have like 30 range on slide attack. Prisma Obex and Garuda instant kill? Probably not, no. I think it would have to... Wrong weapon. It would have to proc finisher stuff, right? It's like a straight line. I always feel like my keyboard's so noisy when I'm streaming. I don't know if you guys can hear me like every time I jump, but I got this newer keyboard like a couple of months before I moved. And it's so noisy. I feel like I need to silence it or something. So much more excited for Tigris Incarnate? Yeah. Can't hear it at all? Okay. Quietly when talking. Okay, okay. Noise gets working? Huge. I hear it sometimes when I like go back into streams to hear stuff, but you'd mostly hear it like if I bullet jump roll. Like because like here, I'll spam the spacebar. Can you hear this? Maybe like when I'm talking. Never forgive Vectis for denying you Tigris Incarnate. Yeah, honestly, same. I'm kind of... I was much more excited for Tigris than I was for Vectis, but I know a lot of people really, really, really like Vectis, so I can't be too mad. Stun enemies hit by a neutral combo. It's probably just this, right? Armor over 50, 80% finisher damage. So this is the one that you're saying that was bugged? You said it was like 8,000? You love the Vectis? Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, there's people who really, really like it. Bugged crazy style. Okay. I'll play with this one later. At least just to see it. But from a usability standpoint, this one's probably better. Because, like, then you have a way to just have finishers with your base kit. Parkour velocity. Wait, how much does this go to? 16 times 2.5? So 40%? Stacks until death? Oh, so just don't die. It's pretty good. I like it. .6 CD, 20% status, or status crit. Probably doesn't matter. I guess we'll see. I have to kill 100 things. Alright, let's just put an influence build on it for now, I guess. I bet you guys can't guess what mods I'm going to put on this weapon. You'll never guess. Not 100% certain, but you think Parazon finishers work here. They do, yeah. I saw somebody else testing it with that, and Parazon does work. I don't think you guys understand. Anytime an Incarnate comes out, I spend the whole day just like watching other people's streams and like looking at them try all this stuff. So I'm like pretty caught up on all of this stuff, even though I haven't like used a lot of them myself that much. I'm I'm a bit of a nerd. I was like super pumped for these, so. And I'm glad Ballistica at least is really good. Stuck with Hall of Mirrors Ballroom. With Vazir and Mag, you can probably stack it instantly, so it might be more valuable than Praetos in Lugger missions. Yeah, I could see that. There's another one that also kind of works like that. There's one that gives you movement speed based on combo that you can do that with. Ignis spying on everyone? Yep. Very loudly. I'm a loud spy. Use Obex for a while. Eximus into a mini nuke is kind of fun, yeah. I think Obex Incarnon bad, don't use it. That sounds like somebody who doesn't want the Riven price to go up. That's what it sounds like to me. We'll just change the weight, I guess. Small GN. Hello. How's it going? Okay, we're probably gonna have to put a couple of format into this stuff at some point here. We'll just spend some time doing it. I needed 100 kills, right? I guess I'll just do that while I'm doing these. I should probably do this solo, just so I actually get the kills. Entropy detonation. Lethal ground attacks cause enemies to explode, dealing 1,000 plus 20% max health blast damage within 10 meters. 5 Obex set saved up for this exact moment to resell. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The only Riven stuff I did with this one is I immediately farmed the Ballistica one. Like I did the 5 waves basically on reset for Ballistica. Went and tested if it was multico, saw it was multico, and then bought a Riven for 150 baht. And I think the price has doubled, so I'm glad I got it done when I did. Oh, I need to Obex. I think people are noticing that it's the good one, so... So in theory, if I punch something, I guess it would need to be an Eximus, right? Or I would need to do like a ground finisher. Can I finisher this one? I don't think it's open to finishers. Well. Whatever, we just need the 100 kills. Weapon's okay though. Melee acid shells? Yeah. I wonder if it chains with stuff. Do you think Sarin and stuff chains? Stug is a wretched beast that does not deserve the love it's been given. Yeah. You're not wrong. Ballistica is definitely the better one. But Stug is the funny cum gun, so like people are gonna love it. You can use Ash's teleport with Savage Silence. Yep. That's probably the real builds with Obex, is you just put it on Ash. But I do think that at least for people coming to see my stuff, they don't really care about the like immediate solution, I guess. So I'll probably look for something else that isn't Ash if I do anything with Obex. We'll see though. I haven't really decided if I'm doing anything with any of these. The only thing I've done so far is buy a Ballistica Riven, so maybe we'll roll it tonight, maybe not. It depends on how much time I have. If I'm getting tired, then we'll probably call it before I roll, but... I saw it. I saw the wave. It did something. I don't know if it did something good, but it did something. Yippee. And they're Ingus Kuvening tonight? Maybe. Maybe we roll some. Obix finisher procs through Parazon and Incarnate upgrades don't matter to it. Okay, that makes sense. Kai put it on Excalibur because Radial Howl Augment, which stacks 2. Yeah. I expect... So traditionally, when it comes to like finishers, you basically have 2 options, right? The first option is you put it on Ashe and you press 3, which is like a good option. And then the second option is you put it on Excalibur with his 3 augment and Radial Howl, and then you just like hope that what's the name of the gun? The base assist is like good enough reach. And Excel tends to be like the bigger option, I guess, when it comes to like reach or to like damage, because you can pretty easily like hit damage cap with Excel using finishers. He's like really good at it, and he has like a way to open up things to finishers anyways, so it's like pretty... It's like a decent option. But I don't know. It is kind of what it is. What you don't get is the wave kills with no mods on it. Don't leak the tech. I already did. You guys expect YouTubers to not immediately release any tech that they show? Or that they find? How dare you? They immediately leak everything. That's what we do. It's our job. Okay. That's second upgrade. I don't think any of these really matter. This is the one that people were saying was like 40% parkour velocity. So this is eventually better than stuff, but... Okay, so just 10 times combo. This probably does too much damage. Kumbo. Okay. Honestly, I should probably not play Nova for this. Ash just murders anything in any new addition to finisher scaling moves. The Siling scales from dead to dead. Yeah, you're not wrong. Found it like 3 hours after the weapon came out, and he was like, oh yeah, this is perfectly fair and balanced. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think these days people have a pretty good understanding of how the game works. Like, for the most part. I think in general, like, the knowledge base of Warframe players in, like, how the game works is pretty high. So, like, I don't know. Four more. Yeah. I mean, I could use Naramon. I don't think it matters, though. You can just heavy attack, and if you have a high enough efficiency, then it basically doesn't reset it. So you can just, like, punch them for 2 damage to hit 10 pretty quick. Just make radiation status increase the target's radiation damage taken? Yeah. Make Corvus good. I don't know. Corvix is Corvix. I don't really have that many opinions on him these days. I think his passive's cool. The rest of him can... He's Corvix. Okay. I think that was the last Evo, right? That's a crazy status chance. 50% base status. I think it's this, right? Effect doubles in incarnate form. They're saying that this is 4.2 in incarnate? That seems really high. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's range here for anything that I do. And then people were saying this is bugged, so we'll go try it, I guess. Just to see. Sim time. Mm-hmm. All right. Back home. I really should switch what sim I use. This floor has been messing with me a lot recently. But I don't know, this one's comfy. Okay, so need to proc incarnate first. What was the... I guess I can just do a ground finisher, right? So it's like one per... Okay, so you get one wave per. So like ideally you would just use Naramon or like... This is the build, by the way, right now. There's like no mods equipped. we equipped all the combo things so that we could do more combo. We can just try like a normal build just to see what the weapon does, I guess. I'm like out of space. What gives? Weeping Woods? That's like a quarter of a build. I'd like to get crit damage on here. Do I have a downranked one? I almost certainly do. Okay. Corvex is my goat. Hell yeah. What if radiation increased the range of AoEs that affect it? That'd be kind of sick. Question: why don't I quick teleport to Samaris from the orbiter? So the reason that I don't teleport from the other menu, like the standing menu, is because the Q menu doesn't have an option to go to the standing menu. So if you use the Q menu to get around, which is what I do, then it's faster for me to just go to Earth than it is to exit that menu and then walk over the thing and then switch through 3 menus and then click on Samaris. Because you can instantly skip the 2 cutscenes. But the real answer is it doesn't matter. it like saved me 2 seconds. Who cares? Okay, well, weapon kills things. So this would be the dream, right? Like you have a bunch of stuff in a pile and then you just hit and then it doesn't proc electric status. So influence doesn't work. Does it just straight up not proc? I do have electric equipped, right? Yeah, we're procking influence. So, help, I'm too floaty. Does it just not proc status? What if radiation was good? True. It's definitely using Blood Rush. because we are orange critting. Lavos, get in here. This is going to kill everything before I get combo. Okay, now we're good. Okay, yeah, that works. Oh boy, does that work. So you can apply electric to it. Of course, Lavos breaks it. Okay. So next thing to test here is Varuna status. And I think I only saw slash there. If anybody sees like electric or puncture or something, say something after I press 1. What we're testing right now is the way Varuna's 1 works is it gives flat status chance. So if this does anything other than proc slash, then we know that this gets elemental mods. There's like a good chance that it only works with nourish or something. Okay. Doesn't even work with Toxic Lash? That's rough. Smite mods work on it? Okay, so this is probably, it probably works like the slam stuff. So, or like the fake slam stuff. So Arachne might not work, but slam mods might work. $12K from Yellow Crit. Try again. Open the mod screen so that it actually clears my buffs. Because sometimes it just forgets like that. No, I have to stack back up again. I love combo tests. We'll find something. Wonder if these have miscellaneous traits? I'm not sure. Might be untagged. That was like 18K, right? So 9,154. Remember that number. Okay, so Nourish works. Unless it's just straight up scaling with combo. Which is like completely possible. 12K. I don't think it is. It looks like Nourish is just working. Except I saw 24K there, so what gives? Okay, and then if you actually kill something, then it does the 20% explosion. Is that right? Is that how that is worded? It's not worded at all. Does it say here? What gives? Describe. Explain. Lash doesn't work on the AoE? Apparently. I guess we can try it real quick. We did see that Lavos stuff works. So you can play universal buffs to it, it seems like. Or at least you can make it status weirdly. Whatever you want to call that. Just Parazon being goofy with it. Oh yeah, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the augment. For whatever reason, like if you Parazon finish or something, here, like I'll show. It does seem to just do a big nuke. And I don't understand how that works. I don't know if that's like a just however much damage you do is how big the explosion is, or augment does percent health. Okay. Is the Saren persistence setup worth doing? Depends on how much you like shield gaining. For me, I just got tired of shield gaining on Saren. I like to spam her abilities quite a lot. So I just got sick of like having to save my energy to live. So I just started using this, and I always have the arcane equipped on my operator that heals when you switch, so. Yeah, Toxic Ash doesn't work. Okay, let's try slam mods, I guess. Sorry, this song is really loud for me. Probably not for you guys, but for me. Lash doesn't work on Vectis AoE as well? Okay. My game broken. It's not actually broken. Some stuff just doesn't work like that. What am I looking up? Runner. Okay, so I needed to... Yeah, so nothing here. Hated playing Saren until persistence. Yeah, I mean, I could show my Saren build real quick. I spent a good amount of time tuning this. There's somebody else who's playing with this too, who uses like a different variation of this, who's in my chat pretty frequently, but I basically, so I have 2 armor shards here, and then I have 1 health shard. And the reason we're only using 2 armor shards is because that gets you to 1400 with Amar's Hatred, which is enough to double persistence. And the reason you double persistence is so that, like, if you get heat procced, that it doesn't drop persistence. And then since I had a bunch of extra armor, I just put battery on instead of low, because this will be more energy. And then I'm just triple umbral with Hunter Adrenaline and then these 2 augments. And I guess some more duration. So it's pretty normal. But don't you lose some damage for it? I think it's always worth trading damage in Warframe at the moment for survivability or comfort or whatever. There's a lot of frames in this game at the moment that can hit damage cap with like 100% strength. And Saren's kind of in that realm. Like I have three different multiplicative weapon buffs here, right? Like I have elemental damage, I have a second hit, and I have roar. So like you don't really need strength to make Saren do anything. Like she doesn't know what weapons are, she just shoots anything and the enemy explodes. So I basically just traded everything to be comfy. Because I thought it was more valuable. And then the other 2 are just toxin status damage, because this is useful for Sobek. Get tired of shield gating period? Yeah, I think that's fair. These days, if I shield gate, it's basically with Omamori. If I'm not using Omamori, then I just won't shield gate. Okay, what were we doing? We're testing Slam, right? Okay, so we're going to test with Slam first, and then we'll test without. I don't think I'm on Matter Eye, so we should be okay. Mm-hmm. So 750 base. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's possible to do it with Varuna? You can. Varuna's a little weird though. I think if you're doing persistence Varuna, what you should do is you should use health conversion, the one that gives you armor from health orbs. And then you basically just have to keep your 3 up or you die. So you can do it. It's just a little weird. Right, I have to be an incarnate first. Fall, please. Stop being airborne. Thank you. Okay, Slam doesn't work. The way it's looking right now is the way this works is that it's a clone of the initial hit. Let's see if we can... Ancient healers can be... I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Melee duplicate angle? Maybe. I need your health lower. But not like too much lower. So please don't instantly die. Okay, it probably won't die from this. Oh, it actually healed. That's annoying. I didn't know it still healed in... Help, I can't see. 780. And now I just have to impact it enough so I can actually finish her it. Please? It healed itself. Come on, just a little lower. $780. So, it looks like whatever... Thanks for the tips. Get some sleep. Take care. Your build for this was legit attack speed combo chance, so you could just get incarnate ASAP. Yeah, that makes sense. So my best guess at the way this works at the moment is that the explosion is like a mirror of the initial hit. What would that mean? I don't know if it means anything. I don't know. It's just, it's like damage. Yeah, I think it's just copying the damage value. Can you explain the Gara Augment Splintered Storm? Never see it in builds even before Shadow Dash rework. I don't... Let me look at it again. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, there's an actual build that uses this. It does what you'd say. It's just annoying to upkeep because you have to keep the the 2 damage stacking. And if you run out of energy or if you stop stacking or whatever. Guys, all good to see you. It just stops working. Moog probably has a build on Shattered Storm. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've heard him talk about it before. So it's worth looking at. And if not him, then it's Haley, I think, does a lot of Gara stuff. Realistically, though, I think Gara's best build is going to be Influence on her one. It's just easier to spam. You don't have to think about it. It just does a million damage. It is a 20-meter AoE on top of a cone that's like a 30-meter AoE, so it is what it is. Okay, do I have anything interesting to try on Obex here? We tried secondary hits. I guess we haven't tried all of the secondary hits. We should probably try Zada's. Pretty sure I have a Zada comp. I do. E. Not E. Daron, good to see you. 1+4 with the 2 combo, use the augment. Yeah, if you're using the 4 explosion, you use that augment. You still have the healer. I guess it doesn't matter. We just need to test this, right? Nope, they don't have armor, so they're dying instantly. I don't have enough combo. Oh, no. Heavy gunners, come back. Nope. Okay. I forgot to... Oops. I did the wrong one. I'm gonna use the other one. That doesn't look like Zada hits. Yeah, I don't think it's Zada hitting. My double dex archgun? I think I have 1 dex equipped right now. I was testing something. Yep. I was testing something. Okay. So secondary hits don't work. Lavos augment does work. We haven't tried Fireball Frenzy and Shocking Touch and stuff. And we probably should. I guess I can test it with this, right? Okay. I would expect this to work, I think. 3k 2.2 crit. Or 6k 2.2 crit. Reset the buffs. Ashu, good to see you. Blub blub blub. They're so electrocuted. Alright, attempt 2. Shocking Touch doesn't work. This one seems like it's working, but it might just be combo. I need to wait for combo to wear off. Gonna test these incarnons in the future when you're able to get them? Melee ones? Yeah. Are all these interactions exclusive to Grand Finisher, or do the other finishers share the same interactions? So I can show the other one here in a second once I finish testing this. Okay, yeah. It looks like these should just work. I think these should be working. So this one, Shocking Touch, Fireball Frenzy, all of those, they're like the same class of buffs and they should all work. I probably need to test like all of the different mods too, but honestly, testing this one is like so tedious because I have to build combo up every single time I do it that I'm probably not going to test all of them. I can show Orexia real quick. So Orexia doesn't work I'm like 90% sure. Um, from watching other people test it. I need the actual combo built up. A little bit more. Come on. Yeah. So it converts it to ability damage, which I think is enough to make it not work. But finishers with your pairs on itself is like... I'd like to know what you're testing, but it's been a while since you played Warframe. You just woke up, so you'll just lurk. I can give you the quick explanation. So the Obex is one of the new incarnons, and it has a finisher mechanic, which if you're old, like you hear that and you go dun dun dun, because most of the time they suck. Like 90% of the time, if there's a finisher mechanic, it's like pretty bad. Wonder how long it'll take for them to patch out the finisher damage perk. I'm not sure it's bugged. So people are saying this is just bugged, right? I'm gonna leave the sim and then come back just to see if it's bugged. Because to me, the way it looks like is the AoE explosion is just like, it takes the damage of the initial hit and then... I was testing this just a second ago and I thought it was not doing extra damage. The quick info that your brain can process, you're welcome, I think. So people were saying that this does 8,000 damage, right? Okay, yeah, it's bugged. Yep. It's 80 times instead of 1.8 times. So it's, yeah, it's bugged. Easy mistake to make. Yep. Somebody typed 80 instead of 0.8. Yep. They read the design notes and they said, yep, that seems right. And now it does 200,000 damage per punch. Second strongest secondary? I wouldn't say... What would I say about Ballistica? I think Furus is still probably the best single target secondary. And then I think probably Dual Tox is the best all-around one. Unless there's one that I'm forgetting. And then Compress is probably still the best primer. Ballistica is in a weird spot where its utility is like super unique and it does a lot of damage. Like this utility is really useful. Glogzilla, yeah. And then Lex exists and does like a truckload of damage too. But it's not nearly as convenient as this one. This one's just good. DPS Compressor, yeah. DPS Compressor is really good too. Love making something 60 milliseconds instead of 60,000. Yep. Pretty great. Okay, yeah. So Obex is just kind of bugged at the moment. From an interaction standpoint, probably after they fix the damage being 1,000 times what it should be, you probably just put it on Lavos and then like your finishers do influence, I guess. That's probably the best way to use it. But otherwise it's just like a really good 90% follow through weapon, so you don't even need to use the mechanic, to be honest. You could just skip it and just punch things. Because like the base stats on it are actually pretty decent. Like that's a crazy stat line. The damage isn't crazy, but it's like good enough. Warframe math is amazing. Afflictions thinks average is like adding everything and thinking that every one of those has everything. Yep. Dual Tox, yeah, third. I do think, so one thing I will say about Ballistica is that it scales into level cap better probably than almost any weapon in the game. Just because of its clones. Like its clones are... Oh, Ash is just raw damage? Yeah. If you're using Ash, that would be the other option too. Any interesting stat lines on the primary incarnates? Vectis is the only primary that we got, and all the Vectis does is it explodes on headshots, basically. It does a lot of damage. And its AoE is pretty good. Its AoE is like 6.8 or something base, so it's pretty big. I don't have it installed right now, but everything I've seen on Vectis makes it seem like a pretty decent weapon. Sorry, one second. Okay. I was going to test Nourish on Ballistica clones, I think. I wanted to see if these actually apply viral. Great weapon for Kome? Yeah. Do Ballistica or clones inherit anything like theorems or buffs? They probably work the same way as Necros clones, so if you have an AoE buff, you can apply stuff to them. And it like is conditional which buffs can be applied to them and which ones can't. Oh, actually, so it does look like they're getting Nourish. Like you can see, do you see the white glow thing on them? So at the very least it does something. We just don't know if it'll like make them apply so they get the Nourish AoE. So even just for that, it's probably worth it. Yeah, Heavy Gunner status isn't going to be high enough for it, but I think the Nourish AoE is probably enough. It's kind of sick. Hey, it's T back on Warframe. Holy guacamole. Hi, Typo. Good to see you. We're kind of just messing around with the incarnons at the moment. This stream's probably not going to be that long. I'm just kind of looking at stuff, so I'll probably go for like 30 minutes to an hour longer, and that's about it. Okay, so Nourish works. That probably means Roar works. That probably means like Eclipse works. Anything weird we can do with it? Burn, You guys seen this Dante skin, by the way? It's sick. It's so nice. Banshee, your beloved? Banshee's really good. Anybody who says otherwise either doesn't play Banshee or likes being alive. I prefer to just die all the time, so. Bird skin good, except for butthole face. Yeah. Kind of goatsy looking. I wish he had any helmet that like didn't make me upset. You have to choose between ice cream, butthole, and beard. Nice to see you. Hell yeah. Thoroughly drunk if you can't tell? Hell yeah. Man is turnt on a Monday night. Are there old conversions who think about the heydays of Resonating Quake? Yeah. Resonating Quake is not an ability anymore. If somebody gets a nice Tenogen helmet for Dante through, like, I would even take like a, you know, Wisp's like wizard hat Tenogen? If we had that, I would 100% use it. I'm super down for wizard. Okay, what else did we want to do with... I'll show this again because I think it's sick. And probably 80 people around. This is the main thing I was excited for with it. Oops. I need to do that. The clones proc citrine gem. So you can get a lot of citrine gems doing a lot of citrine gem things. Wicked. At least as long as they're alive. But it's like a passive thing, right? Because you're just using the weapon normally. So this like quadruples the amount of status spreading that it does. Kind of sick. And it also just does 4 million damage on headshot, I guess, because Gunko. Okay. Now make the clones spawn clones on clone kills. Distress is not an influence weapon. It's just a little buggy right now, unfortunately. Let me see if I can show. I've been having a lot of trouble getting it to actually shoot the projectile. It feels like half the time it just doesn't. Like, so that's what it's supposed to do, but sometimes I'll be on different parts of the floor and it just decides not to shoot it. Like right here, it wasn't shooting it just a second ago. And I don't understand why, really. It just doesn't work sometimes, and then sometimes it works great. But the big thing is that the daggers that it shoots out don't proc influence. Like, if you put electric on this and, like, have it do electric status, it just doesn't start influence, and it doesn't spread. Yeah, it's working now. I don't know. I tried this for, like, 15 minutes earlier, and it wasn't working. I like brought it into missions and stuff too, and it wasn't. Oh, there it is. You see that one? It's like right here. Yeah, right here it just doesn't work. And it seems to be based on where you are on the floor. Stug is like compressor? Yeah, kind of. I could see that comparison. I haven't tried Stug myself, but it looks good. Does it still home run Goofy Goobers? Like, are you saying that the heavy attack yeets people or something? I'm not sure if there's a combo that... Is it that one? Yeah. Hates projectile does? Hates projectile does, Siam's projectile does, Chorophyl's projectile does. It's like really special that it doesn't. Second heavy doesn't shoot projectiles? It does sometimes. And I don't know why. It's like about half the time it just doesn't. There doesn't seem to be any pattern. Other than sometimes it just doesn't work. Thank you, D. Yeah, that's fine. They'll probably fix it. Is it Mice on Venus? True, we need to turn it up. I can turn it up for you guys too. Where's my OBS? Good song. Force cooldown being buggy? It might be that. It might be something like they don't want you to use it midair, and or like, see, now it's just not working back here. I don't know why. The rest of the parts so you can do some faceful, funny baseball builds. Why? Why does it not work? I don't know. Buggy. Try using it midair with heavy slide. So you're saying like... I can't midair heavy slide. I don't think I have the keyline set up. I do think heavy slam should probably shoot a projectile. That'd be sick. I do think the slide to attack transition's sick for the heavy attack. Boom. Ground finisher. Okay, I can turn this back down now. Okay. Projectile spawning under the floor? It's possible, but it should just spawn from your center, right? So I don't really understand why it wouldn't. You might be right though. Maybe. So for people who like aren't aware of how games work, and how animations work, there's sort of like bones, related to each part of your character that needs to bend, sort of. And sort of like usually between your feet, there's like a root bone, and it's possible the location the projectile is spawned is like based on that root bone, and then if it's in the floor, that it doesn't shoot. There's like a good chance it's something like that. It also could just be a script error. Maybe there's some script error in my log that I haven't looked at. Honestly, don't know. It's just bugged. It just doesn't work sometimes. I don't know why. Like here, just no projectiles at all. But over here it works. A New York Knicks themed Garuda build. You really are drunk. Oh, that's actually something I didn't try. I should try that real quick. This is probably going to work, but you never know. We're just going to see if the 4 can proc slash off of this. I think I'm still using the bugged one, so this is going to do way more damage than it's supposed to, but it's fine. Oh, maybe I don't have it equipped. Yep, proc slash. You know what's not bugged? Obex finisher damage. Sure. If this is what we need to make a finisher build do something, then sure, why not? Just let it do 1,000 times damage. Okay. I don't think I had anything else I wanted to do with Obex. Is there any other weird finisher? I guess we could try the Ash thing. People have said this works already, so I'm not really that concerned, but we can look. It kills them. It does damage and they die. Honestly, this build's probably good. Savage Silence is a big multiplier, so. What would you change for this? It's probably this Intensify instead. I think ideally you'd have Silence over 4 here for an Obex focused build. And then you'd probably do Crescendo on Obex. Actually, I'm not even sure if you do Crescendo on Obex, but you definitely have the finisher stuff. If this works. I'm not even certain this works, to be honest. I should probably check that before I say things. Garuda, your beloved. Do the kills from the waves stack Crescendo? I have no idea. It's a good question, though. We'll definitely try that. Okay. 1200 white crit. White crit. Non-crit. Not a crit. Whatever the opposite of a crit is. If you recall, yes. Okay, that's good to know. E floating. Okay, let's try this. Wait, I need to knock people over. 750. Yeah, so finisher damage does work. Unfortunately, you don't get the dagger finisher mod, but... On the obstacle. I'm sure you meant Obex and you just got autocorrected, but obstacle is pretty funny. It does make sense that crescendo would work, though. From everything I've seen, it does seem like they would be tagged. Wait, I need combo again. The endless struggle of testing incarnates. Okay, so we're just checking to see if crescendo stacks. So I'm at 0 combo. Yeah. I don't think I'm using... We'll wait until the combo wears off just to see, but... Point thinks... You think the 0.6 crit Evo is bugged? But for Ash... I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe I'm struggling to read. Okay. Right, I was trying to get rid of combo. I want to see what this stacks up to. Okay, yeah, it 100% works. We're at 7x combo, and I don't think I have reflex on this. Yeah, I know. So, crescendo works from kills from the AoE. So this is straight up just like probably Ash's best melee in quotation marks. There are no updates. There's no bugs with these updates. Okay, I need to find this because I think it's too funny. 1 second. I just think you guys will get a laugh out of it more than anything. Please don't make a Reddit post saying update is bugged and DE knows. After you see this. I don't want to start fights. Hopefully you guys can see that. I was just doing dailies and I ran into that. That was just in one of my missions. Yeah, they're fixing it. Beast too Dutch. On Ash Crescendo 100%? Yeah, I think so. Tiny but readable. Let me fix. I'm struggling. Copy image. Can I paste it? No, I think I have to grab it from my screenshots folder. Game suck. Maybe like this? No. Image. Say hi to Second George while I fix the source without it popping up on your guys' screen. There it is. I fixed. Lexlan, hi. Poor guy. What are the most popular bugs right now? I shouldn't talk about them too much because it's like bad. I think probably the most harmless funny bug right now is the Ballistica Incarnon is spawning dupes. Like basically one per multi-shot, so you'll get like 2 or 3 or 4. So like if you did this, you'd spawn like 3 clones. But it doesn't need it. You really don't need more damage. Neck is cracking. Okay, was there anything else I wanted to try? Is there any incarnon choices that were interesting? Guess you could put Fortifier on this. It kind of wants the extra space, though. Reoccurring loot rewards for over a day was fun. Definitely a Wednesday of all time. Okay. Trying to think of what else I needed to do today before I get off. I guess we can just go run the dailies with the new stuff. Might play some Oberon or something. Oh, actually, no. I was going to play Citrine, right? We're going to play Citrine with Ballistica. I do need to level up the Verna, but I need to reforma the Prime. Oh, I finally finished building Verna, like after being gone for 2 months or whatever. More than 2 months. And they did actually give her more energy. Oh, Riven rolling. True. Actually, that's a great point. We'll do a little bit of Riven rolling before I get off. I probably won't do my full dailies today. I actually am more interested in doing this, so. I got another Lechon, by the way. Yippee. Where was it? Back. This guy. Skyrim music? Yep. Interesting question. You've seen Moog's video on the new incarnates, and the Obex has an interaction with the basist where the Altfire finisher procs the Obex nukes. Wanted to know if Erexia has that interaction. We tested Erexia, and Erexia didn't seem like it was working. I think the reason is because it gets converted into ability damage. True, Destreza with... I'm so ADHD, holy shit. Let's do this real quick. This is the last time in the sim, though. And then we're leaving the sim and we're doing some gambling. But you're right. The gyro test is important. We should do that. All in 17 black. Wrong game. Sorry. Who doesn't love gambling? True. Why am I typing in Distreza? I need Gyre. I built a second Gyre, and then we found out that her 3 augment is not redirection, so I can't build like an overcard Gyre anymore. It's very sad. Okay, I need to make sure that I have the augment equipped, because I don't think this build has it. Spent some time today trying to make the entropy detonation do something on the Obex, and the most you could do is proc some underwhelming toxin on Saren. Yeah. You'll probably have to do some like grouping stuff to make it work. I think ideally what you would do is you would just like use um, Naramon to group, or you would use like Airburst, and then you just group everything together and then just hit like a bunch of punches, and then hopefully the explosion does something. But realistically, I think you'll probably have better success with like either Ash or just using like Lavos, because Lavos's augment that like gives elemental damage does seem to work on it. So you can like proc influence off of the waves. At least that was like the main stuff. Okay, conductive spear, huge. Hopefully that made sense. I know that was like a lot of words very quick, so. But basically Lavos augment works. That's and Ash is good with finishers. Give me combo. Okay. I don't see forced electric procs. And I do have it, right? Yeah. So if it works, it should work. Oh, did you see that? I think the projectile stalled there. I wonder if that's what happened. Lame. Yeah, okay. So when the thing isn't working, it looks like they're just getting stuck. We just couldn't see it before, I guess. It's labeled as redirection? Yeah, it's labeled as redirection. It sure is. It does say redirection on the augment. But it also doesn't know what it's talking about, and it's actually reduction. It just lies for fun. Yeah, okay. This isn't working. That's too bad. Let's gamble. Tried Levos with Vortex and it was kind of funny. It would probably be good if Vortex was better. Yeah, that's kind of the story of Vortex. Barty. Hi, Bard. Good to see you. It's gambling time. You made it here just in time to gamble. I actually have no idea what I'm supposed to be looking for on this. Does anybody have opinions? It's probably like base damage, multi-shot, crit damage, crit chance. What are the stats after the incarnate? Buh, Dini. I don't have buh. Oh my god. 1 second. Sorry, this is important. It's definitely not me getting distracted again. I must have nuked my emotes on accident at some point. Buh. Fixed. Now you can type buh. Typo's so drunk. In case you couldn't tell. Cumby. I don't have Cumby, sorry. I don't feel obligated to go find Cumby. So this one's actually pretty good. It's a 2. The magazine capacity isn't that good, but the damage is pretty cool. Negative multi-shot. On the top of gambling, you put over 450 rolls into your Aki core to try to get negative on your crit damage and multi. You roll dual tox, multi CT minus zoom in 4 rolls. Yep, that sounds like Rivens. What is Cumby? I'll enable it for like 2 minutes. All right, your guys' Cumby privileges are getting taken away after I hit 10 rolls. Negative projectile speed. You weren't brave enough to ask? Yeah, you shouldn't have asked. Zoom. Your Cumby privileges? Yep. Electric magazine capacity. You only have 5 more rolls left. And then that shit is gone. It's a dark day for managed democracy. True. What an incredibly shit roll. This is like not even an Exilus mod. Finally, puncture punch through on the infinite punch through weapon with no puncture. This is like okay. It's negative reload speed on an incarnon though. Okay, last one. Procrastination got the better of you. Gotta head to bed. Good night. Have a good sleep. Go to work in the morning. Bleh. That's a lot of Kuva. What's my main farm? I just do weeklies mostly. Goodbye, Kumbi. Don't come back. Negative damage. Radiation punch through. Huge. You can return? Yeah, Bard's back. Why don't I use Manic Bomb Guard or Drekar Manics for testing? Because I'm too lazy to farm them, and they don't reflect accurately the types of enemies that I fight. I don't really play that much level cap, and 90% of the gameplay that I do is roughly Steel Path. Like, I've done a good amount of like level cap cascade and stuff, but I just don't care about it. It's like not that important to me, so I don't build for higher damage, if that makes sense. That's not to say it isn't a valid way to build. Oh yeah, and also the Exo Gokstad officers got confiscated. They're like, these guys are doing too much damage. We have to give them weaker targets so that they can't. Huge based. I don't think it's really that based. I think it's... How do I put this? I don't think it's wrong to use harder targets than the ones that I use. But I do think that there is some... I really don't know how to put this. Like, the sim is the sim, right? And you can do 10 billion damage, or you can do 3 damage in the sim, and it doesn't really reflect an accurate way of playing the game until you actually go and you play the game, you know? So, like, I spend a lot of time... Fashion check, I can show. I like spend a lot of time in the sim, but I never pretend that like any of my builds are actually useful. You know what I mean? Not at least until I've like spent a lot of time using them. So you'll never see me like, unless I'm explicitly doing a video about builds that I think are good. The only reason I would ever tell you that a build is good is because I've spent like probably at least 20 hours playing it. If that makes sense. Because I just don't think it's really that relevant unless I do that. Like, my opinion isn't that important. This is terrible. Okay, let's do fashion real quick. Or did you want to send fashion to me? Because if you want to send a fashion to me, I think my username is in the live stream, maybe? I don't know if just my Twitch is linked there. Or if I even remembered to link my Twitch. I did. Yeah, I don't have the thing linked, but it was, this is my username if you want to send me fashion to check. I'll put it here too. Food time. Enjoy food. Ballistica. Bye, Bard. Think that's a positive? Lets me look at weird stuff? Yeah, I mean, I guess. I've definitely, like, carved out a niche for myself in Warframe stuff, you know what I mean? But... Firefit? Hell yeah. I bought the accessories for $50. That's what that means. And then I clicked purple. Um, I think my opinion is important because you get the mega analytical capability. Yeah, that's part of it. I don't know. I think like if you want me to be serious about why I think people value my opinion, it's because I'm good at explaining things. I don't actually think I'm that much smarter than a lot of other people when it comes to Warframe stuff. Oh shit, we got fashions. Hold up. What is this? You get a 2. Why is your I hate it. I'm sure that's intentional, but I hate it. This tense is so funny. Your masterpiece? I hate it. Oh, Nova Fashion? Oh, hell yeah. I can get behind edgy. Actually, I've never seen people do this before. This is actually sick. Is this like dark colored accents on the uh what are they called? Like the Void Angel ephemeras? It's actually sick. I need to try this. I assume this is the Void Shell skin too. This is sweet. I like this a lot. Love the Atomica skin. You already bought it, so you haven't got it. Gotcha. As a psych major, you have a more big brain than most other Warframe creators, but you're also biased and drunk. True. You are biased. And drunk. This is actually sick. I might use this. There's no negative, which sucks, but the base is pretty good. Look, Nova? Oh, hell yeah. See, this one's much better. I like this way better. I also like the ribbon right in the middle of the fashion. I could already tell, though. This skin's so good. I honestly love this skin. If people haven't seen, I have like 2 Novas, and probably half of the reason is just for fashion. And it's almost the exact same fashion. It's just white instead of red. Wicked. Oh, we got more? Yellow. I like the fire, though. Fire's sick. This is really bright. How does this look in other lighting? Maybe this is just a lighting diff. This seems really bright for this lighting, but maybe it's just lighting. I do like the fire theme, though. It's sick. P-Wisp. Don't call it P-Wisp. It's good. And also, the giant cape covers up Wisp's butt, so people know that you're, like, a good person. You hate butts. That's not bad. I think I'm pretty creative, which is refreshing from an era of adaptation, sure-footed brief respite slop. Yeah, I don't know. I think I know more about like how the game works because of my background. I've never worked for DE or anything, but I do work on games for a living, so that definitely helps. I like this. Honestly, I think this Void Angel one I should use more. I like the energy that it gives, like the energy effect. And it's like not as over the top as the other one. Really good. Good person equals hate butts. Yep, that's how it works. Butt is love, butt is life. That's a disgrace to Wisp. Mostly I just thought it was funny because like you almost never see a fashion where Wisp has a giant cape. Drunken Master. I hope this fashion's good. Pause. It's just Marie with blue default cape. That's so funny. Wisp. Everybody likes these Void Shell. I'm sorry. You get Riven because I don't want to quit out of the menu again. We'll use the Riven to cover the butt. I like the gold though. It's sick. More fashion. I've opened the floodgates. Some of these. Not Murray with Hammer 40k fashion. D tier. That's crazy. Another Wisp with giant cape. Hell yeah. This ephemera is so funny. Just the souls of the upset. I hate butts. That's crazy. That's not a good roll either. I didn't really talk through what I think is good here. I'm pretty sure Ballistica can basically take anything. So I'm just kind of looking for 3 generically good stats with a negative. That's fine. The only negatives that I would really consider fine are like negative zoom like this and recoil, I guess. I guess if you could get minus impact or minus slash, but we haven't seen any of those rolls yet, so I'm not even sure if you can. I don't think this is good. The stats chance is sick, but this is basically like 2 60-60 heat mods and a Bane of Corpus, which I don't think is good enough to justify it. Fate Series Saber cosplay? Hell yeah. This is basically what I started with. I watched the first Fate anime, Fate Stay Night, I think it was. But I haven't watched any of them other than that. So I have no idea. I haven't played, I think there's like a mobile game too. I haven't played that either. Honestly, I used to watch like a lot of anime in high school, and then I just completely stopped and I haven't watched since. Where have I been? Haven't seen me post in a while? I posted 2 days ago, so wrong. But the real answer is that I got a new job and I had to move to Texas. So I moved to Texas and then I was working. Calervo fashion. Oh, you got the helmet? Wicked. I can't see it because of the ballistic ribbon. One sec. Much better. This is good. I honestly like the skin a lot better when you're not using the default helmet. This helmet's really good. Philo-Texan? Hell yeah. My experience with Texas so far is it's hot and they have good barbecue. I don't know anything else about Texas. And I think so far for the World Cup, that's like been other people's experience too. It's just funny. Both are true? Hell yeah. This is not good either. You feel the same as in Texas as a Michigander? Yeah, you probably would. I mean, so I moved here from Colorado, right? Like a couple of months ago now. And the first week I got here, I got pretty sick. Like I basically caught a flu and I was out of commission for like 2 weeks. And so I did nothing but lay in bed basically for like 2 weeks. And then around like after that I started working and I basically just spent all of my time trying to figure out how to live life and start working at the same time, which I originally thought I was going to have time for. But I just didn't end up because like I got sick right away. We'd say it's better to spam quick attacks on Ballistica or Incarnoff, or use charged. You're using Rakta. So, how would I use it? Ballistica, so the thing about Ballistica is that I think that Incarnon charge seems to stack the same amount, whether it's low or high charge. I could be very wrong about that though, so don't take that like too seriously. If they're the same charge, then it's better to just quickfire. If they're not the same charge, if you're fighting low level enemies, then you should full charge, and otherwise you should spam. So the thinking being that like the normal shots of the Ballistica are basically tickles, and the Incarnate version is literally 1.25 times the base damage of Opticore. Like that's not even a joke. Like it does like 800 damage and Opticore does like 600. So basically when you're using Ballistica, you should probably just be doing whatever you can to get as much damage or as much charge as quickly as you can. Because it's multi-co in the Incarnate form and like the base form isn't, and like all this other shit. So it's just like really, really important to get Incarnate charge as soon as you can. Like if you want the gun to do anything. Because it goes from being like a maybe high C tier weapon to like an actually functional multi-co like pocket Archiplasmor that also spawns clones that do damage to level cap. Like you know, there's like a very big difference between the Incarnate form and the non-Incarnate form. This isn't like Sicarus or something where like it's the same gun, but one of them bounces. This multi-shot roll must be really low to not be 100%. We'll have to pay attention to the other triple multi-shot rolls. Pocket Occucore? Sorry, Pocket Opticore. Not Occucore. It's like Archiplasmor or any of those. Make a vid on the new frame. If I find any interesting builds, from what I've seen though, he has like a lot of like game-breaking bugs right now that I don't want to talk about, so I can't really do it right now. But maybe at some point. If I see anything interesting with them, I definitely will. I can give you an idea of like what kind of things I'm probably taking this. I think I stopped rolling, right? Right at 50? Sorry, getting distracted. So for Sirius and Orion, I think the main thing that's interesting about them is that you are swapping control of a Wukong clone with the player, if that makes sense. And so there's like maybe some stuff you can do, like okay, we're definitely using that ribbon. What's the name of this subsume? Why am I struggling to remember things? Not that. This one. So you might be able to put Voracious Metastasis on the Warframe. And then like give yourself energy while also healing for what's it called? Persistence. Because I think one of them has good enough armor to do persistence. I haven't really looked, but Omamori on Garuba. It's probably good, right? It's probably fine. I think Garuda has like a good amount of survivability anyway, so you probably don't need it, but she has like an invulnerability on one of her augments, and then she also has a shield that blocks all damage from a direction. So you probably would be okay without it, but I mean, if you're doing like a solo cap or something, it's probably worth using. So I'm pretty interested in using Voracious Metastasis on Sirius and Orion, so I'll probably look at that at some point. Is there any other ones? You energy tank on Garuda? That was like old meta a long time ago. I think it's still fine. But these days most people just shield gate. Because shield gating is like pretty easy to build. That's like the real reason. It's not because it's actually that good. Shield getting is like good, don't get me wrong, and it's actually one of the few viable ways that actually goes to cap, but it's also decidedly uncomfy a lot of the time, so. Use Voracious on Hildren because it's funny, hell yeah. Was there anything else that was interesting for Sirius and Orion? It's hard, right? Because like a lot of these abilities don't actually apply to Wukong clone, which means they wouldn't apply to Sirius and Orion. Like Elemental Ward. This would be one of the things that I'd be interested in using on Sirius and Orion, but I'm 80% sure that this won't work, just because it doesn't work on Wukong clone. It like only works on allies, so. Is it really just that ability? Like, surely there's something else that's interesting on Sirius and Orion. Oh, I've been given fashion. Dark. Is this the webbed embrace? Or the webbed ephemera? Yeah, it looks like it. It's too bad the helmet doesn't also get colored, but honestly, maybe it's better. It's good though, I like it. Red. If Zatanna saw this, she'd be mad because you gave her red and black. But I don't mind red and black. I think red and black's fine. It looks good. Theorem Arcanes? Yeah. Every time I see Theorem Arcanes, I'm just like, these are so inconvenient, and I just never use them, but... Maybe there's like a minion build you can do with them, because you can run Mecha Set and Summoner's Wrath. So maybe you can... Maybe there's like a build where you follow your companion around or some shit, but... The only other thing he has going for him is that he has a ability that's triggered on weapon hits. And then the rest of his stuff is just kind of like either big AoE or big heal. He literally has 3 abilities that just are damage AoE. He has like, what is it? 7 abilities, and half of them are big damage AoE? I don't know. I would have liked to see more cooking when it comes to the way their abilities interact with each other, but I get like it's a little spaghetti to do that, so I understand why they didn't. You're back, and since you haven't done the quest yet, you think you will? Hell yeah. The quest was pretty good. I like the quest. Some people said it was too short, but I liked it fine. Definitely not that. Don't think it's that either. Yeah, that might be the only one I'm... Oh, maybe you can Thermal Cinder across? I don't think so, though. Okay, I guess let's finish formatting out Ballistica real quick. We'll just go jump into ESO or something. I don't know what I'm going to do for final build for this, by the way, for Vectis, so I'm just pretty sure that I'll need a D. Basketball wrapped up in one. Gonna send a screenshot of it on Discord. Wait, maybe I missed the message? Mix of blue, of purple, red, and blue. Oh, you know what? I think my Twitch chat just disconnected for some reason. I missed like 12. No, don't send me a screenshot. You send me in the game. I can see it. You're good. You don't have to send me stuff in Discord. Should you bring your hate pennant or broken war? You won't use your weapons in the quest, so you can just use whatever. The goat. Hi, Sir Correx. Good to see you. Yeah, it's like Jade Shadows. He'll be playing a Stalker, so. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Sigil doesn't appear on the frame? Oh, okay. I see, I see. I can look then. Oh, okay, okay. So you have the red galaxy sigil thingy. I understand. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. I need to stop getting distracted. I'm gonna go do my Sanctuary Onslaught so we actually have some XP. We can play around with it for a little bit while we do this leveling. Ooh. Lord Poobin. I'm not a secret fashion framer? I don't think so. I think somebody would have told me if I am, right? I think people just like my fashions because I spend money. And then I click the pretty things, but I also don't add like 30 on how your beloved he's back. I'll show some of my fashions after this, because like about 80% of the time I don't use any shoulder or leg pieces, and I just put one of the Sindanas that I think look cool, and like no ephemera, because I think they're pretty gaudy. I think people just like how Warframe looks. I don't think I have anything to do with it. Hard to fit, yeah. Like this one has an ephemera, but it's an ephemera that's a Sindana. You like big red number and boom? Yeah, me too. That's my favorite fashion. Give me stacks. Close enough. Is that a Hildren? Or was that a Jade? I think there's a Jade. There's definitely a Jade. Boom. This weapon's so good. I don't get it. It's so good. Just raw 5 million. It's pretty good. Rank 29, unlucky. Most fashions are good as long as the colors aren't deep fried. Yep. When I'm getting things like the Seraphim Prime, when you get things like the Seraphim Prime, do you keep both or do you get rid of the old one? Do you mean like all of the Prime weapons? What is Seraphim Prime? Why am I just entirely... Oh, yeah, yeah. So just Prime weapons? Prime weapons are a separate weapon, so you keep both. As long as you have space. I don't... Personally, I tend to not sell things these days. But it's only because I basically have infinite resources because I've been playing so long, and then I also have a community that won't stop giving me things. They physically, they have to waste their money, or they die. And so I tend to just keep everything. And occasionally, like if a weapon is an incarnon, like different versions will have like slightly different niches. Like I think the regular Okina has like higher status chance or some shit than Okina Prime with the incarnate evolution. They're basically the same weapon, so it doesn't really matter, but steak too juicy? Yeah. Literally though, like I don't know. I just don't need to sell anything anymore, so it's the definition of a first world problem for sure. I think people just run out of stuff to buy for themselves, so they just get bored and they send it to me. Base Latron has more base damage? Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's usually an Incarnon or like a Riven disposition, that's the difference. Like right now, I would probably guess that, what's the weapon that just came out with Stynex? Not a Fentis, the other one. The pistol. Also, so hi Siege, good to see you. Sculptor's cracked. I've heard Sculptor's looking pretty decent. I need to go through and look at where it would be useful, but Athodai, thank you. Athodai is... its base form has way higher Riven disposition right now because the weapon just came out. So I'm probably not going to switch to Athodai Prime when I'm using the weapon until like after they change it. How does it compensate? Usually Latron Prime has higher crit or height status. I don't remember what it is for Latron specifically. They generally though their statuses or their stats just like slightly vary between the versions. Decks have great Riven stats, yeah. Single-handedly resparked your Okina addiction. Sorry. Are there any of the purple Dex weapons that are better than the other versions? Like a niche? Actually, yeah. So the Dex Nakana, specifically the Dex Nakana, has a different crit scaling, or a different combo scaling than every other weapon in the game. So it scales to 11x combo with 110 combo. And if you have... I think I have the build set up, actually. Yeah, speaking of people sending me garbage. Stop it! Yeah, so the Dex Nakana is like actually a legitimately good weapon. And if you're running Corrupt Charge plus Reflex like this gets up to the full 110 combo, so it's an 11x heavy attack weapon. So this is really, really good. So this one's really good. What are the other Dex weapons? Sybaris. I don't think Sybaris necessarily has anything special. Furus definitely doesn't have anything special. Yeah, I think Dex Nakana is the only one. The other ones are kind of just whatever. But Dex Nakana specifically is like actually useful. What was I checking? I was checking. Still haven't buffed the riot. Is this another... Okay. Thank God you didn't send me another riot. Thank you for the Omniforma, though. I appreciate it. Speaking of people running out of things to buy. Silly. Only has Incarnon. Is it different from the other versions of the Sybaris Incarnon? I guess it would probably just be stats, right? I guess it would look different. Let's go more Forma. Yeah. I've used negative Forma today, and I've probably used like 4. But the Omniforma like probably make it up. And then somebody sent me 2 Forma bundles earlier today too. Like while I was offline. Goofy. Yeah, if you guys need Forma, the real trick is to just make videos, and then people will just give it to you. I always need more. I literally don't. Worried about how broken Gar is from just spamming her 4 with Sculptor. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, the Ephemera is from Garuda Prime Axis. Yeah. I can show some of the fashions though, just so people understand what I build. This is Prime Accessories and Sindana. This is Prime Accessories and Sindana. I don't play Atlas. This one's actually not Prime Accessories. I guess I have one equipped, but this was like recent. This is like one of the only fashions that I've actually spent time on. But it's the same idea. I don't like bulky things, so I just tend to... Like, this one has none. I have no accessories equipped, and, like, in Ember Sindana. Yeah. Big funny Sindana, prime accessories. My fashion's actually all the same. It's very boring. I can show the Volt fashion too, which is just... I asked Iflin for his Volt fashion, and then I stole it. That's the whole fashion. I just stole Iflin's fashion. Saren? Oh. You got the... What's the name of the fear of, like, holes? That's what this is. Terror. I like it though, it's good. Okay. I need to put the mod on Ballistica if we can fit it. Just crit chance, right? Oh, crit damage. Fire rate's up. Damage is 1.5 times higher than it used to be. Pretty good. It's too bad I don't have base damage on this. I kind of want to hit it. The fire rate's going to be nice, though. Also, Umbra. Yeah, Umbra's in that. Tyrannophobia. The fear of holes. Yep. Yeah. Umbra gets to babysit. It's a good quest. Disco Sarah. Oh, we're getting more fashion. Grenier fashion. Oh, hell yeah. You love to see it. That's basically how my Valkyrie one works. Except I don't do the Kuva colors. You guys will make fun of my Valkyrie fashion. It's literally, I equipped the Kuva skin, and then I painted it yellow, and then I put the Sindana that matches. You have Nova fashion to be willing to share? Yeah, you can send it to me. I think you have me added Siege, right? If you don't, then this is my IGN. If anybody else wants to send fashion to you, sure. I'll look at a few before I call it. I have to close a bunch of tabs. Saku? Bones. Finally. This is what the ephemera was for. Or the Signa. Finally, spooky skeletons. It's so janky. Zaku? Oh, more bones. This is the new ephemera, right? You know what you look like? Maybe like 5 people in here play RuneScape. This is you. It's the same image. It's the same image. How do they look so similar? Did people watch Dead Man All-Stars, by the way? All-Stars was sick. Super fun to watch. Wicked. It's like so hard to go wrong with black and white. It's like black-white energy color. It's always gonna be sick. It's really good. Oh, syrup. Syrup, if this is evil, then I'm gonna be sad. Okay. It's not evil. It's like good. This gold is so bright. Maybe that's just how the material works. I haven't like fashioned him at all yet. The bright blue's sick though. I like the blue a lot. Hit random once and got this. Honestly, it's perfect. Random is cooking. Umbra? Lag. Oh. Great work. Finally, Void Limbo. People unlocking the Void tech has been so funny. Sometimes you'll just run into somebody while you're playing that's running the full black void shell. Kaya skin? You gooped Kaya. Why is Kaya all gooped? I like it though. Actual limbo, yeah. Why did I skip the last one? You talking about this one? Because it's exactly what you would expect. It's just... oh, it's the Noko skin. You're doing the skip. It's great. It's a good umbra. I actually struggle with fashioning umbra pretty hard, to be honest. I've like tried a lot, and I can't really find anything that I really like. This is like okay, but I don't know. I don't like it that much. If we had another version of the Mordred helmet, I'd probably use that. But a lot of his Tenogen's really good, but I don't know if any of it's really for me. He also has like 30 of them, so. Help. Infinite DMs. More fashion checks. Lavos. Oh, hell yeah. This skin's really good too. I like this a lot. Is that the... No, that's part of the skin. I was like, is that the Prime Sandana? But it's not. Umbro. Hell yeah. Black and red. Can't go wrong. I like the detail work in this. I wonder when the skin was made. It reminds me a lot of the older Tenogen skins, to be honest. The new Signa is versatile on anyone? Yeah. It's like, just good looking. Oh, this is the gyro we saw earlier. Necros. Oh. I guess I could show my Necros too. I haven't changed the fashion for my Necros in like years. I might have equipped a new Sindana, but that would be about it. I think Necros is whatever skin is really good. Yeah, I haven't changed this in forever. The Urkala skin is just so good. Your Necros is the peak of fashion. I can't decide if I like this ephemera or not. I think I like it. But it also reminds me of like the candy Red Hots. Like it's the same like texture as like a like, you know, like a jelly bean. It's like jelly bean texture. Oh, we got the Orion Sirius pair. Red and black, hell yeah. With the Glad. Oh, this is the dual Sandana. I see. And then Sirius. He got the cape. Gold's so good looking. I love gold. See-through phones for some reason? Yeah. Kind of. It's something like that, right? Playing for crappy Shazwin. So, did you guys get to the Shazwin part in the most recent quest and then just immediately fail it? Because I like fucked it up in 5 and I was just like, I don't care. I just started spamming random notes. I wanted to see if I could fail it. Username? Sorry. Here's username. It's so hard to read 2 chats. I was just like, oh fuck, and then I just fucked it up immediately. I've completely lost track of what I was doing. I probably should put one more form in this just so I can fit something. Do I really need to form this twice to fit? Because I want this. But I cannot fit. And even if I form it, I can't fit. This is so sad. I guess so. We'll just use a partially ranked one for now. And then if I decide it's like not enough, then I'll add more. Baruch. I can't see it in mod menu. Glad. Skin's actually sick. This dude is built. What Sindana is this? I don't recognize it. I must have it though, because it's not showing it here. Maybe it's one of the prime ones. Using the new ephemera to make them look like they're on the other side of a CRT TV. Hell yeah. The image of Umbra being horrible in the Shazwa is so funny. Yeah, it is. I locked in after the first two. It was really funny. It was just like, anyway, here's Wonderwall. Yeah. He's like, man. I love this skin. This skin's so good. All of the Mithra skins are just so good. I don't know if I like this yellow, but I like the rest of it a lot. I think I would probably use like a less neon yellow. But that's just like a taste thing. It's not like a actual recommendation. The skin is so good that like you could put whatever you wanted. It'd probably be good. Please help. What are we helping with? Never seen that opal color palette? Me neither, to be honest. Okay. Let's go do one more test with the ribbon, just to shake it through a little bit, and then I'm probably going to end. Honestly, I streamed longer than I was expecting to tonight, so. But people had fashion, so I had to see. Oh. More RA fashion. Let's see it. Kobe. Wicked. I didn't know this Sindana just had a gradient on it. That's pretty funny. I always just do like one color. Leaving for milk again? Yep, I'm disappearing forever. Or until I get enough emotional energy to stream again. To be honest, I really struggle to talk for this long. It's like very draining. Okay, I really like the fire rate. Wicked. It's so good. Jesus. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna ever take a fire rate ribbon off of this, because holy shit. When these things explode, they are bright purple. Just flashbang. My effect intensity is like 70%, by the way. Or like, maybe even 15. 31. It's just actually that bright. Okay. Ah, my eyes. Warframe Quarry. Blast for Ballistica. I think this weapon's probably the best of the incarnates. I don't really think, or like of the new incarnates. Not of all of the incarnates. But it's definitely... I would probably go as far as to say it's probably top 3 secondaries in the game. Behind Furus and Dual Talks. There's probably other ones that I'm not thinking of, but this one's definitely so underwhelming. Not salty you didn't pick it and have to wait 10 million years to get it. Yeah. I'm so worried that everybody's going to get baited by Stug. Can I show the void sling cancel? Yeah, I can show that. Let me go back to relay. You guys can see my inputs, yeah? I'm gonna preface using this void or this sling cancel with it's hard. It's not frame perfect, but it takes a lot of like practice to get right. But the basic idea is that you press 5 and space, or like whatever your operator swap ability and your void sling is at basically the same time, but you need to press 5 like slightly before you press space. And if you don't do it, then it does that. And you look stupid. And it only works if you're airborne. And if you mess it up, then you look dumb. But it's super worth doing. And it's worth learning how to do more than anything, just because it's actually that fast. And you can do it mid-jump from basically anywhere. So, it's just movement tech. That's all it really is. Best quality video I've ever seen talking about Warframe. Huge. Super jumping in Borderlands? Kind of, yeah. I haven't seen that specific technique, but I believe it. Did we get a fashion? I can't look at it here. Fuck. Okay. Maybe last fashion. And then I'm probably gonna get off. Show video settings. Everything's just set to the highest because I have a good GPU. I have Bloom off. I don't remember why I turned this off. And then probably... Where's the other thing? Is it interface? Interface is important. Camera position, I just have it at default right now. I might switch to far at some point, but I don't really care. It's that or wait for 9 weeks. Yep. The thing that people ask me the most about is damage numbers. I usually sit at around 80. Usually full, and I have bold off. This is like the main thing that people don't have. That's like different from a lot of people. Feel like you and Poop Creek would have a crazy collab. I have no idea who Poop Creek is. I hope they're great. Their name is Poop. But I'm not really that interested in collabing with anybody in the nearby future. But I hope they're doing great. I hope they're making good Warframe stuff. If you have your FOV at 90, it does scrunch up the edges with the far offset. Okay. I'll probably not swap to far offset right now, but I like used it for a little bit and I was like, this doesn't feel very good, and so I stopped using it. So and I know there was like a post on Reddit talking about how like it changes line of sight stuff, but realistically it doesn't matter that much because the example that they showed is when they were below an enemy at a ledge. Which is like, how often does that really happen? Usually in Warframe, you're either above something or you're looking down a hallway. Iron Man Nova? No, it's just Nova. Is red. It's the Kuva or the Grax helmet, I think it's called. Yeah, Grax helmet and atomic skin. And then these are the attachments. We got the Sirius too. The pink and green, huge. Looks great. Love it. Is your cape just stalker colors? Is this meant to be a different color? Or does the Orion have... No, it doesn't. Why is your cape uncolored? Is this just broken? For his dad? Oh, okay, okay. I see. Folly. Love to see it. I've been struggling so much to get Folly to look good. This one's alright though. I like it. You use the goop ephemera though, so I can't like the fashion, sorry. The goop makes me uncomfortable. It's like, ew, that's gross. Okay. I think I'm probably gonna call it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. This was a stream that I did. I don't know what else to say. It's just sort of, yay, we did it. When is next stream? Thanks for streaming. No problem. You enjoyed the other one that just moves the character to the side a little? Yeah, I'll have to try that one. Bar offset. Sorry, my chat didn't load again. I have to catch up on a bunch of stuff. There's a present in my inbox. Uh-oh. Do I dare look? Oh, this one? Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're evil, and I didn't need this, but thank you. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest. You didn't see me opening it? No, sorry. You can skip back. The VOD will be on YouTube if you want to go look, or it'll be on Twitch too. So, I think I don't know what I'm gonna stream next. Maybe if I think of anything that seems fun to make, then I'll sit down and do it. But for the most part, I'll probably just chill. I have to work tomorrow, so I actually do have to go to sleep. Zephyr? I like Zephyr. With only my pinky stream. Then I would have to show you my pinky. And what if it's like fucked up? It's not, but okay. Calling it here. Thank you guys. Got the end. Love your vids. Thanks. Appreciate you guys. New stream when I feel like it. Should I raid somewhere on Twitch? Is there people online? If there's nobody I like know online, I probably won't, because I have this like issue when I raid where like people are looking to raid me back, but I don't stream. Like ever. Which makes it a little hard. Foog's online, could just raid Foog. No, I think I'm just not gonna raid, sorry. I suck. I think I'd rather just go to sleep. So, I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching.